Hi Aquarius, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is going to be for April 29th to May 5th. That being said, connect to the seat of your intuition, tune into your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, your loved ones, whoever you connect with on the other side. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. I will do the same when connecting with my guides. Spirit team, thank you Archangel Michael, all the other angels and spirit guides I connect with. Thank you for helping me tune into the energy of Aquarius. Thank you for helping me uplift and empower this collective. Oh, y'all saw how that jumped out, right? That's not just me. Okay, so you have the Queen of Pentacles as your focus point. So the Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer. The Queen of Pentacles talks about I see like a bunch of like they're giving me like the Tarot of Dragons, like my my other dragon deck for tarot. And this is basically having, some of you might have a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of you might have a lot of pots in the fire. There's something about bringing some type of nurturing so that something can be birthed. So if you have like a lot of manifestations put out there in the world, it's almost like those are being brought to fruition, or it's like you are growing them or you're nurturing them. There's something here being nurtured. This could be a lot of different things for you. I feel like this is financial intentions. This is creative intentions. I'm hearing like specifically in the realms of business. So if you're business oriented, there's something here about business intentions. This could be aspirations in regards to like a current career that you're in, or this could be something in relation to like social circles. I am kind of getting, some of you could be love too, but I'm just getting like the new start to a lot of different things, and it's like putting out a lot of different energy for a lot of new things. Okay, but it's bringing something to fruition. It's almost like you have to kind of have that nurturing type of energy if you want to kind of let it flourish. Okay, for I feel like for a lot of you it's a bunch of small things that kind of culminates into like a lifestyle choice that you're making, of like, this is the life that I want to create for myself, so I have lots of these different things going. And then for some of you it's like a big life, like it's a really big thing, like, oh, I'm going to school for this particular thing, or you're making leaps and bounds to do like this one thing that takes up a lot of energy, but it'll amount to having this thing to craft your whole life around, if that makes sense. It's almost like these are energies that are specifically focused on the life that you want to create for yourself, and it's almost like you're seeking better peace and balance and harmony, and that seems to be the goal, right? You have the Fool and you have the Knight of Cups running parallel to one another, and the Fool indicates a new beginning. The sun is shining on a new day, and it's like this refreshed energy of let's go, let's get into it. And some of you, it's almost like I see some of you, for whatever reason, I almost see not a problem. It's almost like you put out these manifestations. It's almost like you're waiting for opportunity. And I do feel like for some of you, this is the right move because you put out the energy, you're doing the work. The Knight of Cups is about kind of like walking out and holding his cup, and kind of like he's exploring, and he's also waiting for others to fill his cup because wants to sample different things and taste it to see if that's something that fills him up emotionally, if it feeds his intuition, if it feeds his soul. It's almost like the Knight of Cups is on an admission to find his soul. So it's almost like, let me craft the life that I want, but what kinds of things can I invite into my energy to help make me feel alive? And that is, I've never interpreted the Knight of Cups like that before. That's interesting. So surprise. Learning something new every day. So that's just what's channeled through with that. But it's almost like, let's create something new, or like this is a new fresh energy, and you're trying to figure out which energies to let in. You're trying to figure out which energies help bring you up, to help bring you peace, to help it's almost like there are soul intentions here. There's like something deep in your soul that has been aching, and now you're paying attention to it, and you're like, okay, let me cater to what my soul wants. Let me go out and see what opportunities are existent for this, right? So you have the Three of Wands, and you also have the Nine of Swords. Now the Three of Wands is about having all your bags packed, ready to cross the Sahara Desert, and you're ready to move. You're ready to act on your dreams. You have a foundation already set. You know kind of generally the general direction of your ambitions and where you want to go. The Nine of Swords is about having a lot of fears, though. So I feel like it's inevitable when the Nine of Swords pops up, there are fears to be worked through. And I'm not saying, oh, you got to drop those, because it's not like you can't be successful without fears. I am a firm believer that if you pull up the courage within, then the Nine of Swords doesn't really have to be an issue, but I am getting that with this fear present, it is stalling you from taking the leap. It is stalling you from starting the journey. So even if you have a lot of energy out, I am still getting the Fool and the Knight of Cups being like, the Knight of Cups does feel very stagnant. And again, like I said, waiting for opportunities to come to you, that can be good, but it's almost like you still need to put energy out. Some of you might have put some energy out and you're like, okay, now I'll wait for the universe to respond. And that might be the move for some of you, but I can't help but feel like that's not how it works. Like, you need to keep trying, you need to keep putting yourself out there, you need to keep like actively exploring. You need to be an active participant in your life. And it's not like you need to act like you are the sole co-creator. Like, universe is trying to co-create with you. Just understand that when opportunity comes in, that is the universe moving things around in your favor. But there is something here about stagnation, and a lot of it is fear. A lot of it is waiting for the universe to respond to something that you already put out into existence, and you're like, okay, I'm ready, I'm waiting. And Spirit's like, we don't really want you to operate like that, because it's almost like you are using that waiting as kind of an excuse to block your fears. You know, I'm sorry, Aquarius. I always feel like when I get to your reading, it's like, it almost feels like Spirit's being kind of a hard ass on you. But it's almost like your fears are holding you back. It feels like you're letting your fears stop you from taking the first step or taking any further steps into unknown territory. And what they want you to do is step out of your comfort zone a little bit so that you can fully indulge in, I'm hearing like your past. You're letting your past stop you. Don't let your past stop you. It's almost like they want you to see where the wind takes you. The wind might blow you in a direction that might seem incredibly uncomfortable at first because it reminds you of past circumstances. And Spirit's almost saying, you know, I feel Spirit saying that, you know, the situation is not as it appears because it's all in the perspective. Your past circumstances are almost disguising your way forward. And that's what they are wanting you to work on breaking free from. That Three of Wands moment, like, there is so much amazingness here. There's so much, you can learn so much. No. There's so much amazingness here that Spirit wants you to experience, but you are holding yourself back. So they want you to experience and to actively, like, you know, be an active participant in your life with the Knight of Cups. They want you to keep moving. It's almost like you are putting your energy out, but you might be putting it out if you are putting energy out right now, and if you're not being stagnant, you're putting energy out in places where you feel comfortable, and they want you to expand outside of your comfort zone to do the thing that excites you, but it also excites you, like, I find that anxiety and excitement are two sides of the same coin sometimes, where it's like it produces the same physical reactions in the body, where, like, you know, the flushed face and the high heart rate, the rapid breathing, but it's mainly just the mindset that changes. And things in life that are outside of our comfort zone are meant to make us feel nervous. They are meant to make us feel excited. But start thinking about it as like an open playground of opportunity. Like think of it like a sandbox where it's like we want you to imagine you're going to the beach and playing in the sand and building a sandcastle. You know, I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but they want you to go out and play. They want you to go out and play a little bit and see what you can create. Okay, so try to use that as a perspective. Like it's like a perspective shift that they kind of want you to go through here. You also have Watchers, Transpersonal. When these fears do come up, this is one of those cards that talks about needing to look at things from a, I want to say like a neutral standpoint and not be reactive to the emotions that come up from within. This is also like watch what you say around others. There's this energy of other people maybe trying to confirm the doubts in you, and I feel like they might keep the doubts alive. So just watch who you're feeding your words to, because they might be feeding your doubts, and you don't want to feed the energy of fear. And it's not their fault. It's not like they're out to get you or anything. That might be, I don't know, but it's not like they're out to get you. It's just their perspective is their perspective. It's not your life. Your life, you're meant to go on a different path than other people. And I that is the case with all of us. Like we are all meant to go on our own path. So when other people are speaking from their opinion, they are speaking from their own perspective. And that's why anytime you approach a tarot reading, anytime you approach someone with advice, or when you share something with them, you know, their word is not law. Like their word is not law. Like you hold the power. What do I want my life to look like? What do I believe is possible for my life? That is your truth. And that is what you need to stick with. So not being reactive to other people who bring up their visions and goals for life in general, because yours are different and that needs to be honored, because there is something special that you can bring to the world, but you can't bring it if you're listening to everybody else, because they have their own thing to bring to the world. They have their perspective is from their own strengths and weaknesses, their own experiences, all anecdotal. You have your own anecdotal experiences. You have your own opinions. You have your own life story. And Spirit's like, that's something that needs to be cherished. And that's something that needs to be like, understand that you are an individual and not a part of a group. Okay? We can still be parts of our groups. We can still be friends. We can still have our families. We can still be in good standing with a lot of different people, but we can still stand on our own. And if there's any group that does not support you standing on your own and saying how you feel and standing in your truth, then they're not worth your salt. They're not worth having around. You also have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. So this is tuning into your intuition, figuring out, okay, well, basically like animals. Animals are very primal beings. You know, they're very instinctual. If you ever see a dog barking at, you know, air in the corner and you're like, oh, it's talking to a spirit, or it's very nervous about something, or like if you know somebody who's like really... If you know someone that has like bad vibes, you see it in the movies all the time where the dog growls or the cat goes like towards some like a character or a person who's not very good. Animals have instincts like that. You have instincts like that too. You have the instincts when it comes to other people, and you have those instincts when it comes to making decisions for your own life. So that being said, tune into that, because first impressions for you are normally up your alley. Like that's correct. Like, usually the first thing that you feel is what your intuition is trying to say. I get that some of you are feelers, but there is a lot of, especially with Aquarius, I connect with a lot of like head energy with you guys. Like a lot of your head gets in the way of what your heart is feeling. So watch out for that. You also have power and intention. So I'm hearing we're giving you direction. I'm hearing, but you need to spell it out for them. You need to spell it out. What is it that you want? We need you to recognize your power as a co-creator in the universe, and we need you to intentionally take these steps outside of your comfort zone. Not, oh, I just happen to be in the neighborhood and I am maybe looking for opportunities to... No, you need to fully step up and present yourself like, this is me, this is who I am, and this is what I'm looking for. Because you exude so much power that way when you approach in that way. We call it confidence, but that's just an example of how one would display their confidence, because when you act established, or when you feel like you don't even have to feel it. Honestly, it's one of those fake it till you make it things, but this is like recognizing that you have that power and recognizing your value. I'm hearing self-worth is a thing too. So recognizing that you are worthy of success, especially with power and intention shining over the Fool. This is recognizing that you are not only worthy of this new beginning, but that you can make manifest the things that you desire. So trusting that and bringing that energy into your life, stepping up for yourself in your life as if you are the emperor, because you are the emperor. You know, this is that I am powerful, I am intentional. I am powerful, I'm intentional, and I have the opinion, or I have the belief that if I go this route, I can achieve what I want. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. I'll just change course. But this is what I believe right now. And I feel like Spirit's like, just drop the butt. And if that doesn't work, no, we're not even going to think about that. If you believe this path is going to get you to where you need to go, then you need to take it. And that's something that needs to be owned. Okay? You also have heart chakra. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So again, I see you as being a very social creature or having some loving, close relationships where you connect from the heart chakra. This is not only listening to your intuition through the heart chakra, listening to how you feel and not letting that head energy get in the way. I get a lot of head energy with you, always Aquarius. But this is also understanding that you have a lot of love to bring to the table for yourself and for others. That love that you exhibit for other people, exhibit for yourself as well. You have a lot of forgiveness and understanding in you. Give it to yourself. Give it to yourself, because it's okay to make mistakes, and Spirit wants you to recognize that it's okay to make mistakes. So that being said, that is like a very succinct message of it's okay to make mistakes. You also have, what is it that you need right now? Sanctity. That through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. This almost feels like spirituality, getting in touch with spirituality. So if you have like an altar space, or if you have like a moment to sit in silence, I'm hearing like we will remedy you. So if you are encountering a lot of fears, resistance to your path, connecting with your divine source, connecting with that love, and like connecting with that unconditional source of love for you, or having some type of spiritual practice to return to, that's almost that sanctity that's required. But I'm getting like big doses of like religion or spirituality that's coming into play here, of like needing to rely on that, needing to rely on your faith. And because the love that you have for Spirit is almost like that is a love that you have for yourself, and that's what it's needed to be connected with at this time. And that's also like, you know, this through spirituality, like it's almost like there will be things presented to you through that, if that makes sense. There will be like information or things that you need to know, but not things of like, I need to know what's going to happen in the future. It's, you know, what are my next moves forward? What is possible for me? What kinds of things can I create? You know? So that being said, let's roll the dice and see if there's anything else. Oh, 2. You have 002. So it's been a while since I've rolled a single digit. Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray is the book that I'm pulling from, and I always read these messages twice. There are opportunities for connection and union at this time. Relationship growth is imminent. One more time. There are opportunities for connection and union at this time. Relationship growth is imminent. So again, I'm getting a big social aspect to your reading of connecting with others, but also listening too closely and energies meshing. It's almost like you have a lot of different bubbles of people around you, and your energy is like meshing with theirs and blending together. And this is where like you can bring love to all of your relationships. It's just learning to stand on your own. There is that little bit of grief of separation that I feel for some of you, because it's kind of scary. It's like, well, I think what I have to say is important, and what I feel for my life is very important, but there is that separation. There's that pulling back. There's that energy of, let me solidify my bubble of energy so that I can listen compassionately to what my friends, family, like my relationships, I value what they're saying, but let me get some space so that I can fully stand firm. I can stand firmly in my own truth. That being said, Aquarius, that was your reading. I hope it helped. If this resonated, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date with me. This channel is very active. I do post weeklies. I post collectives in between. If you want to learn tarot, I'm making posts on my Instagram. We're talking about each individual card, comparing different cards of the deck and kind of getting an imagery side by side of them. And then I talk about the different things that I have intuitively channeled with each card. So if that was something that interested you, go check that out. I also have Facebook where I post that as well. I will try to link the Facebook page below. If not, it'll be on the next round of videos. And I also do personal readings. So I have my website linked below. If you want any of these decks, they are also affiliate links in the description. And I think that's everything. So I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.